correct.
Okay.
Okay, hi Jasline. So what's the topic today?
Oh, a topic
Are
is
parents too hard or too soft on our kids?
yes.
What happened?
What happened? Okay, so I was given this parenting conference, and actually, that they asked me. One of the parents actually find that I'm actually focusing a lot on academic success, and it's something. Is it correct to do that? But I want to say that I didn't really only focus on academic success, but it gives us a very good point to talk about, because there are so different views. Some things is important, some things they are not important. So let's talk about it.
Karen. Okay, I think so basically our topic today, right, is whether parents are too hard or too soft, right? And according to
Yes.
the person who commented on your particular I would say post or your talks, they talk about you actually saying something about the academics, and they say that academics are not the key success factor, right? So I mean, if you're joining us right here, let us know whether you have kids and how old are they, and in your opinion, are academics important? Is this something that parents should push hard for? Let us know.
Yes.
So in your opinion, Jasline, what do you think? Are parents too hard or too soft in terms of academics?
Okay, I think we always use the term tiger moms, right? In the Asian context, or what we know is that parents, mummies, make sure that our children get all the academics, even in other areas like piano, ballet, etc. So that is also another thing that we are also thinking of. But to me, I find that academic success is because as children grows up, they actually do not know a lot of things out there, and they don't even know the long-term effect of you not doing well in studies. So that's why I feel that we are the ones that can influence them to know the real truth, of the options you have if you are better off than the rest of the kids. That's why I feel
real
as
truth,
parents, yes, the real truth, yes. Like you go to interviews, right? In the real world, they look at the what first, Sean? They will look at the grades first, right or not?
Yeah. So do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair? Like a lot of people think that academics are like not the main thing, right? But this is the world it is, right? So what are your thoughts about it?
Yes, the world is like this. And of course, we have a lot of talents that we can see in our children. But I also want to stress, in Singapore, even if you are a very good dancer, okay, you are a very good actress, if you're like, when you went to go to secondary school, you want to go to SOTA, you also need to have very good grades. Because I have students that are very good in public speaking, dancing, acting, and they want to go to SOTA when they're primary 6, but they couldn't. And they really cry their hearts out because they really feel very talented, they want to go into the arts. But because the grades are not up to standard, they cannot go. And it's not only one person, but a few of the children of my friends are in this category. That means they are very, very talented, But the real world is you only can cope with the studies, then they can talk about doing the arts. Or even sports, like Sean, right? Sports school is also very, very tough. They need to see grades. And this is the first thing early in your life for children to know that you still need to have very good grades in order to pursue your talents. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so one of the Facebook users is saying academics are important but not the main focus. So what do you think should be the kids' main focus? What do you think, Jasline?
Main focus
maybe I just share my perspective lah. I remember something that my parents told me when I was studying. Okay, I didn't score very good grades, and a lot of times I'm like a not very good student in school. And I remember my dad told me this. He said that studying is your job. Right now, at your age, studying is your job, and you got to do well in your job. And then I remember something that my parents passed on to me. He said this. He said that next time, I don't care what job you do. Most important is an honest job and you do your best. So right now, studying is your job as a student. You do your best. If you do your best and you tell me that you fail, but you know that it's your best, I'm proud of you. So I remember my dad actually said that, So I don't know, man. I feel that right now, because I heard people say, oh, you're telling my kids that academics is the most important thing. You judge my kids based on academics. I'm so sorry. The real world does judge that. And how long can we shelter our kids from that? Again, what I'm trying to say is like, and academics is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a thing where the child is supposed to learn. So in my opinion, academics is important for a child. Now, what it means to say, right? I actually told my children, you go and do your best. Same thing. You have the attitude. It builds your character when you do your best in something. It's not so much of like, in the end, you score A, you score B. I mean, we can celebrate, regardless. At the end of it, we celebrate. But during the journey, you better do your best. That's my opinion.
Correct. That's right. And I think I also shared this with my two kids. Okay. So I think another comment that I had was that I focus on a lot of academic success of my children. But I also want to stress that if I put out myself as a parenting strategies, the other areas of my children cannot be too bad either. Okay. So I also want to know that that my children also do volunteer work, and they are really good kids. They're also talented in different areas. But I feel that, like you say, the main focus in children's life right now is studying, right? Like I think your dad is really right, and usually this is what I tell my students at the first few lessons. That what is your job? What's your job right now? So actually, this question, not a lot of students know what to say, and that means that their parents never tell them like what your father said. Is your job is to study, right? But a lot of parents never said that or ask the children, or imply that I have a job. Let's say I'm a teacher. Your maid. Even I always use the helper. Okay, the helper also helping us with cooking. All this. All these are important stuff, right? But what is your role? What is your role? Can your helper say today I'm not going to cook? It cannot be, right. So we all have our roles to play.
Correct. Again, right. I think results is one thing. But I think it's really at least pushing for the results. When you play a game, or let's say if my kids go to let's say he goes to track and field or play a certain sport, right? I want him to win, you see. I want him to win. Okay. But I think we got to be very aware that are we pushing the kid, the intention must be there. Because you want the kid to get that result so that you can show off. I don't know. Some kids maybe feel that, hey, you want me to get a better result so that you can show it off to the neighbors, to the relatives. Now, you must be very clear that that is not the case. You must, but it is a lot of communication. Like my parents always say, hey, I'm doing this because it's good for you. It's good for you. This sounds very naggy. It's like, everything good for me. Actually, it's for yourself. So the kids actually misunderstand. It's a lot of communication breakdown. Yeah.
That's right.
So I'll ask you something, Jasline. So I think it's a bit of an extreme. And right now, I also hear a lot of people bashing the schools and academics. Say that the school system is broken, the education is broken. They never teach kids the real important things like finance, like relationship, values. They say in school they only teach them how to study all the mathematics formula that you never use in life. What are your thoughts about it?
Oh yes, I think one key thing I realized that is first thing, like you say, they didn't teach the students how to study. They only tell them to study. And there are a lot of relatives. My stories about my students and my parents is that the students actually give up, because they lost confidence, because they do not prove themselves. Like you say, you are a parent who actually tell your child to go and then win it, But there are also parents that are laid back, or they simply have no time. And the children really just, as the day go on, tests come, they do badly, continuously do badly. And what happens to them? You get bashed up, right? So what do? Nobody tell them that they can do better, and they probably give up. So that's, like you say, the system is no good. That's when parents start to think about, hey, our children is so suffering, let's go. Okay, the extreme is going migration. I'm not sure whether you heard about this, Sean.
What's that?
Singapore is very stressed. The children should not be in this system. They should go overseas, migrate there. Do you hear about these stories as well?
I heard of this train of thoughts lah. Okay, frankly, to be very open, right? I only grew up in Singapore. I have no basis of comparison with outside. Now, for those audience online, let us know what you think. Whether Singapore or wherever country you are in, is it really very stressful? Do you think academics and studies is something that's of a good pace for our kids nowadays? And for me, I did hear lah. So my friends brought the kids overseas so that they have a different pace of life. Yep, I heard of that before.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Actually, I have really a real life piano teacher. She actually shared with me her brother is really not doing very well in school before. So her mom actually took drastic moves and the parents actually moved Australia. But it didn't work out because of barriers and job opportunities. And unfortunately, the brother actually continued in Australia, but the parents came back to Singapore. So there's an extreme that parents do for their children, really, really wanting them to be better.
Yeah. Hey, but that being said, I have to say that whatever that we share is based on our personal experience and also based on our personal condition. Because every child is special. I'm not saying that we must like I do have a classmate in the past, right? Or actually even for myself, I didn't do well in my academics in the past. So that time, but to be open, half of it is my attitude wasn't correct. I wasn't interested in my studies. I didn't have the right attitude of like wanting to do my best, even though I'm not interested. So I also feel that nowadays a lot of this term that I heard, right? A lot of people grow up with the idea that I only want to do what I'm interested or what I'm passionate about. And you must understand that whatever you're passionate about, there is a package. It's just like you want to marry the person you love, but that doesn't mean you love every single thing about the person, right? Love a certain subject or a certain topic or certain passion, right, comprises of all the things you don't like and still being able to accept the whole thing. So as a child, when you are so-called put in a situation as a student, you are supposed to study, you're supposed to study. You don't like all the subjects, you don't like any single thing. No matter what, your attitude towards it should be still to be able to learn how to manage it, correct? You know what I'm saying?
Correct. So the most common things that students tell me is that the teacher is so bad, you know.
Yeah, but this one true lah. I also feel some teacher very bad.
Yeah, but I of course we say accept their views. You know, I think can you tell me why the teacher is bad? You know, or I feel that we need to listen to our children, but as well as like you say, instill that, you know. Why don't you make it a teachable moment and say, in life, you know, sometimes we get bad teachers, you know, but it's important to study, right? Yeah.
Hey, you know what I tell my child or not? So my child was actually telling me that there's this particular teacher. Hey, by the way, no mention of names and stuff like that. So one of my child, I got 3 children now, so you also don't know which one. He was this child was in class, and the teacher scolded him for some things that he's not really doing. Like some other people sitting beside him, so the teacher started to scold him and then punish him, you know. And then after that, I mean, as a parent, you also feel upset, right? So we were thinking how to make it into a teachable moment. So I told my child, I said, hey, tell you what, I'm going to pass you a metal ruler tomorrow. You're going to scratch the teacher's car. Then my child looked at me and said, are you crazy or not? How can you do this kind of things? This is not correct. I said, hey, but he do you wrong one. Let's go and take revenge. No, I mean, but he knows that I'm half joking. But sometimes I feel that as a parent, if you are able to relate to your child in a more maybe humorous way, you tell them things that maybe they themselves are thinking of, and then you reflect it and throw it back to them, and then see how they respond. So some of my child, they don't like certain subject. Then I say, okay, let's quit that subject. Don't go to school already. So there was one time my child was on the way. But my children know that I am half joking and half serious one. So one time I was driving my child along the way, and my child said, why must I go to school? Like I don't like to study. Then I said, you want to stop study? You want to stop study? I drive you back now. Then we don't go to school. And they know that I will do that one. So they say no. Actually, it's just complaining only. So sometimes you can relate to your child that way to make them a little bit easier. At least someone jokes with them, understand them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very important because every day is a connection. You know, everything is a teachable moment. And as parents, I say we can do so much. But of course, we can also feel disappointed, whatever, if our children didn't really, like you say, didn't win, right? But I think the lessons that learned, the journey that we are with the child, how we support him, helping them. Because I always say that parents are problem solvers, But if you don't even want to listen to the child's problems, you will not be able to solve the problem for them. Yeah.
Right. So I think that we shouldn't go to the extreme now. As parents, right? I remember when I was a student in secondary school or primary school, there was a Chinese textbook. Inside there was a story. They say that when you are coming to parenting, it's like flying a kite. Okay, it's not asking you to fly kite for other people, but they say fly kite. You need a child to fly high. Sometimes you need to pull. Sometimes you need to let go. You must know when to do that, depending on the wind condition. So as parents, we cannot be so hard on the child, hold them so tight, and then force them to do everything. But I think we need to pull them sometimes or rather push them But there are times we have to let go also. So it is an art. It is no specific 1 + 1 = 1. It's a relationship. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Otherwise, you just go and play with a Tamagotchi or play with a robot can already, right? Huh?
That's right. Appreciate. It's so important.
So based on your parenting coaching so far, right? So the parents right now that look for you in coaching, do you feel that they are hard or soft on their kids? Right now, in your current assessment of the condition.
It's soft. Okay.
Soft. Oh, why?
Soft. Okay. Okay, I have just stories, of the cases. It's also, we all know each other. We just want to, help everybody to grow, in a way.
Yeah.
For example, I think I imply a important theory, okay, that actually a lot of things are privileges, okay, but they didn't realize it. Example, going out for a meal, okay, to a restaurant, okay, or getting them the latest earbuds, or the earphones, right? These are actually privileges, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of parents do not feel that way. They will give them as presents, and the children just take. That's why I have a Facebook Live on parents feel that they are being taken for granted. Okay, but I realized this through my sessions, and some of them are very smart. They actually realized that because I told them less is actually more. Because they asked me, hey, how come your children is different? They want to learn from me, Because then I just tell them, oh, I don't give them a lot of things. So they imply a lot of that means they went through their thoughts and say, oh yes, whether they study or they don't study, they get the same things, So they learn themselves and they know how to structure their whole family life now, so that when they work hard, when the children work hard, like they study habits are there, they will reward them, they will praise them, rather than in the back days that, they can go to the clubs to eat, they can go to anywhere, but without any kind of working hard, the working hard journey, which we have talked about. So I think a lot of parents have realized, and they thank me for it, and we just get it better, we let the children work hard, see the results, and we reward them, and they learn along the way, they learn what is study habits, because a lot of children, they do not have a study habit, and that's how they do not like to study. They have no. Okay, there's a saying, say there's action, then there's motivation. Sean, I'm not sure whether you heard before, but I think this is very important. If you don't make them work for it, they don't find it motivated, because they don't get the good grades, they don't get praises from the teachers. When the teachers ask questions, they don't know. But now when they study, they know. It feels different. You get what I mean? So that's why it's important.
Yeah. So, but it's never easy, lah. Parenting is never easy, because we want. I think we do need to push them, because when I say push them, it's push them to their potential, but you don't push and crack them, lah. Don't break them. Okay, I don't think need to break them, but I do believe that sometimes I also think to myself, like, oh, am I too hard? Am I too soft? I don't think I don't think my children will think that I'm hard one. I don't think so. So but sometimes I think as parents, especially in this generation, right, there's a certain tendency we like to bribe our child. What do I mean by bribe? It's like using material things, right, to give them, to make them do some things, or to sometimes bribe them for their affection. You want them to feel good about you, correct? You see your child hug you, those kind of things, you also feel good about that. So these are some of the common issues that we have. Yep.
That's right.
So Jasline, you know now, right? Next week is school holidays and things like that. How do you think is the best way to make use of time with their child if they are still schooling and stuff like that?
Okay, so this is the first semester break, right? So as also most of children will get back their results from the test as well. And I feel that it's good that we really look at how we have been like talking to them about studies. We review and feedback about what they're doing, especially this year. Whether it's in the PSLE year, or whether you are in not a primary 3, primary 4, or even whatever secondary school they're in. Why don't we look at their results, and then we see how we can help them better. And what about yourself? As a parent, how you can upgrade yourself. To know how you can, just by daily, some small actions you do can inspire, motivate, and make them self-directed learners. And I remember what my daughter told me, when we talk about bribing, right? Okay, you go and try. I was telling her, hey, now you're going to year 5, year 6, which is like JC level. I said, hey, why don't we have a reward system? Okay, I never have a reward system with her, really. But because I was doing a lot with my students, I said, hey, how come I never do? Okay, so I do with her. Then she looked at me and said, Ma, okay, actually they don't really, if your children is really that self-directed learners, right, they don't really need you to bribe them, because they need the motivation, they want to succeed in their studies. It's like breathing and eating already. So she will just say, no lah, ma, I don't need that, So I feel we must go to the level lah, where slowly, we need to bribe, but later on they find that actually there's no need to, right? If they don't do well, they will try to feedback, they will try to help themselves, ask for help. That's when we want a learner like that, to be able to withstand the challenges out there, not only academics but life challenges. Yeah. So important these holidays, we make use of the time properly as parents, help our children, especially the younger ones, to know how important studies is, how they can do better in the role, and later on they know that, wow, I can do this. They get better confidence and of course better grades. Yeah.
Okay, so I again, I think maybe this is a very short lunchtime talk. I think in conclusion, we do believe that academics is important for the reason, right? It's not to judge the child, but it is the child's job, and we want the child to really do well in the job. It is an attitude that we actually build. So Jasline, I know that you have some upcoming talks that you are going to like share with the parents on how to actually have some strategies, right, to guide the child in this. Can you share with us a little bit about it?
Okay. I need the slides, Sean. Share. I can share, right?
Is this one?
Yes. So this is I have this very short webinar to actually teach the 3-step method, okay, to score the grades your child deserves. So you're not helpless, you're not like, oh, I can't help my child, but be more positive, and learn what I've done before, how you can make your child from a helpless child to a child with more confidence in studying. Yeah, so this is our webinar. We have
this is happening tomorrow. No, when is this happening?
Sunday night. But I have a timing now. You just go to this link,
okay,
and then you can choose the timing that you want, so we can talk over this 3-step method to help you. Yeah.
Okay, so before we end, I also want to ask, when you use the word helpless, right? You're telling us that a lot of children feel helpless?
Yes, in a way. Actually, this is
actually your experience?
Yes, correct. Based on this girl who actually finished her PSLE last year. So I asked her what was her. Of course, she done her goals and she wanted to do well. And I asked her, what is the? She said her mom has been helping her so many years. But one thing she never helped her was how to study. Oh. So it was really quite strange, But actually, I feel as I go on with other students, they find that yes, my mom asked me to study, do. But in the end, some things must be taught. Yeah, it's like how, to do. They ask me to do, but like let's say it's a comprehension, right? How do you tackle comprehension? Probably parents would just say, oh, you just read and then answer. But actually, there's a lot of techniques, right? Memorization. Sometimes the children has problems memorizing facts. Yeah. Application. So right. So these are important.
Okay. So looking forward to that, because my child actually is also in PSLE this year. So I also want to know like exactly how to help this child better, go through the whole entire journey together with them, be alongside them as they fight this whole entire fight together. It becomes more fun and you have the bonding with the child as well. Correct. So you guys can actually look at the link there. It's bit.ly/studymarch2021, because it's in March now. And so during the school holidays, anyway, continue to have fun, but also really enjoy your time with the child. So thanks a lot, Jasline. Do you have any words of inspiration for parents who are really struggling, really like feeling like, wow, they don't know what to do with their child?
Oh yes, I'm also one of the parents before, and I'm going to tell you that I was depressed, about behavioral and as well as study issues of my son. And I know a lot of parents, which I'm helping with now, is also having the same problem, because they're usually alone. The spouse are not helping, maybe there's a very poor support network. They don't have very good rules at home. And I know that through all my, I can help, because back then I don't have anyone to help, But so let's hop on to any kind of webinars, that we can help ourselves and be the light of a child.
Wow, and be the light of a child.
Yes, don't give up.
Okay, thanks so much. So hope you guys have a good lunch. We'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sean. Bye-bye.